Well, apparently we had a major earthquake in Alaska, and you have to go all the way back to either 1965 to get a quake even remotely close to the size of this one, or all the way back to a time in 1938 where we had an 8.3 magnitude earthquake that ruptured a section of the Alaskan interface. And my friends, that's not even the crazy part. Believe it or not, it's not even the size of this earthquake that makes this unique. If the information that we're getting about this earthquake is true, not only are we looking at a super rare earthquake, but the USGS has just done something that it has never done in its entire history of existence. And I'm going to tell you exactly what that is. Here we go. Alright everybody, welcome back. It is July 30th. I can't believe it's almost August 2021, 1:01 p.m. And that's right, we are going to use the USGS today to show something that just does not happen. In fact, this is the largest of these situations to ever occur from the USGS, and I'm going to explain to you what I'm talking about here. Let's get to the important details first. We all know this quake took place yesterday off the Alaskan chain islands. You can see right here, right off the Ring of Fire, which is a ring that surrounds the entire Pacific Ocean where most of our volcanoes sit and most of our major earthquakes take place, hence the Ring of Fire. And yet again, we've had a major earthquake in Alaska, but this one's different. Not only is this an 8 range, which means mega quake size, there's something a little fishy going on with the magnitude here and how we got to it. Now, how many times have we come on to USGS websites and all sorts of earthquake websites, and immediately we see the USGS adjusting the size of earthquakes, and 9 times out of 10, probably 9.999 times out of 10, they are being lowered, which means we are not getting the actual readings or the actual strength of a lot of these earthquakes for many different reasons. I don't know if it's to keep the overall average down or exactly what's going on here, but we rarely, if ever, see an earthquake readjusted from the USGS specifically higher than it had originally registered on the sensors. Okay, now bear with me as I try to explain this to you, because we're talking about a very big difference here than, let's just say, for example, a magnitude 1 being readjusted to a magnitude 2. We're talking about basically a magnitude 7 being upgraded to that magnitude 8.2, and that difference right there between a 7.0 or a 7.2, whatever that initial reading was for this specific earthquake yesterday, then to have that readjusted to an 8.2, when we're on this level, when we're this high up past those 5s and 6s, and we're in the 7 and 8 ranges, the mega quake ranges, each little decimal point is a major, major difference. So to see this thing change an entire magnitude is just unbelievable. I'll go ahead and read this to you, and it is a bit confusing to try to do this math, but once you actually figure it out and understand it, it's beyond words what type of adjustment this actually was. What is the difference between a 7.0 and 8.0 earthquake? For each whole number increase in magnitude, the seismic energy released increases by about 32 times. That means a magnitude 7 earthquake produces 32 times more energy, or is 32 times stronger than a magnitude 6. On the so-called Richter scale, a magnitude 8 on a seismogram was 10 times bigger than a 7. Think about that for 1 second. In fact, think about it for many seconds. So we went from a lower grade 7, from what I remember, I could be wrong on that, regardless, anything in the 7 range raised to an 8.2, that right there is the biggest, by far the biggest adjustment that the USGS has ever made on an earthquake. They have never raised the size of an earthquake this much before in all of its history. I can't find a single situation. And keep in mind, even if the USGS had adjusted a 1.0 earthquake to a 3.0 earthquake, that is still not equivalent to the energy added when they went from this mid-grade 7 to an 8.2. That adjustment right there dwarfs any change we've ever seen. And I'm sure a lot of you are asking yourselves now, so what? What does this all mean? Does it mean that the USGS is now finally just going to be honest all the time and tell us exactly what's going on? Or are they now exaggerating earthquakes? At least in my opinion right now, I highly doubt that's what's going on. It's actually a bit baffling to me, not only the size of the earthquake that took place, or the fact that the USGS upgraded this thing to an 8.2, but do you see what I'm seeing right now? Not a single tsunami buoy was interrupted during this giant mega quake, when all you have to do is go over to the East Coast and we can see a buoy going off that chances are was just touched by a shark and is going off. And we basically know that because all you have to do is click on it. We can see that we had this little tiny adjustment in the normal flow of how this buoy usually acts in the high and low tides of the part of the ocean that it's in. We talk about these buoys often, and this thing is set off around once a week, I'd say. This specific buoy, there could be some glitch going on with it, but nonetheless, if we just had a mega or major 8.2 earthquake readjusted from a 7, we should be seeing at least 1 or 2 of these buoys going off. And I'm gonna be honest, the fact that we don't see that, I mean, look where this quake is, surrounded by where those buoys would be. I guess what I'm trying to say is we've seen a lot more with a lot less. We've seen 5 and 6 of these buoys triggered by smaller earthquakes than even 7s, but yet we have an 8.2 with minor tsunami waves, believe it or not. We actually had some waves with this quake, nothing crazy, but yet not a single buoy was activated. And I'm sorry, but that's just super odd. So there's a lot more going on here than meets the eye. I'm gonna dig into it and see what else I can find on it. If you guys have any information, any other theories, feel free to let them loose here on the channel. I'm very open to open minds and open thinking, so hopefully we can figure out exactly what's going on here, because it ain't normal, I'll tell you that much. All right, my friends, thank you so much for watching this video. I have some really cool new stuff to show you, some really cool sky phenomena edits I'm working on, and I'm telling you right now, it's going to bring a whole new dynamic to this channel. I cannot wait. I may even have a clip up later on today, depends on how much editing I get done, but I just want to thank you all for being here and spending the time to watch these videos. Everyone, please be safe, and I will be back either later on or tomorrow morning. Take care. Bye-bye. Stop right there, my friends. If you have not already, click that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell icon. Click all and you will get all notifications from this channel. And trust me, you won't be disappointed.